IPMNation.com.
Counterpunch Media Live in 3, 2, 1.
Live from the Counterpunch Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy on IPMNation.com. If you're not going to Mortal Up, why not just stay in bed?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Welcome and thank you for stopping by. Thrilled to have the opportunity hanging out. And today we're doing so for the 444th episode of the #1 rated All Natural Being and the Gong heard around the world. I like to think of it as, you know, your snooze alarm's sworn enemy. Radio that sparks your smart. Broadcasts that build your strong and unleash your legendary. Because if you're like me and you're still vertical, you got a legendary to unleash, make no mistake. And what I'd like to think of every morning is we're serving up the best thoughts in the history of thinking. End of story. Full stop. Drop the mic. I'm fired up to be your virtual hitchhiker, riding shotgun as you get into your day, whatever time you're hanging out with us. So what do you say? Here's your opportunity to mortal up, to crush your can't. I know that puts a smile on your face, but to get to crush your critics at the same time, that's a double whammy. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And there's so much to get to this morning, so very much. What I thought we would do right off the bat is, you know, we're always doing lowlifes making headlines. And we say, oh, well, we do that lowlifes making headlines because we want to get it off our chest, right? We want to go, hey, look, let's just get this out of the way, right? Let's vent. Let's vomit it out a little bit. Sorry, early morning. Let's just get rid of it, right? Get the monkey off our back. But this morning I thought, you know what would be really cool? I saw this story and I thought, oh, okay, what if we did every so often, not every day, but every so often, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, I don't know. But what if we did heroes making headlines? Heroes making headlines. And I thought, okay, well, not that we don't have enough material for lowlifes making headlines. We got people sniffing hair. We got 18-year-olds trying to tell people how the government should run, right? We got all these cool things, all kinds of lowlifes making headlines. But ultimately, from time to time, I like the idea of heroes making headlines and how they go to bring mortal up. Right? How they bring that to the table. So if you'll let me indulge for just a minute, this morning I'm looking at a story from the Sacramento Bee, right? I won't read it all so that their attorneys don't call and go, hey, you plagiarized that whole thing. And it's a story by Don Sweeney. Don Sweeney. And the headline is, Blood is Everywhere as Mom Tackles Mountain Lion Biting 7-year-old Boy, the family says. And it goes on, hey, when Mom, big Chelsea Bromley, went to check on a ruckus in the yard. Well, yeah, I guess if you're attacked by a mountain lion, you could call that a ruckus. A ruckus in the yard where her 7-year-old son, Zach, had gone to play on a Friday afternoon. She discovered a mountain lion had pinned the boy to the ground with its jaws clamped on him, according to Global News. She jumped on top of this thing, but it just wouldn't let go of Zach's forearms, so she had to pry the cougar's jaws open. So the report goes on and on. If you want, I'll put the link up here. But, talk about mortal up. Talk about, all right, here's a situation, no matter what fate brings, no matter what the chop block is, here's my counterpunch. And this great mom runs out and goes, yeah, my kid's not going to be a snack for you today, and beats off this mountain lion. A mountain lion. So first you got to think, hey, hopefully as a parent, it's in people that that parents, or if you're a parent, it's in us to go, yeah, if a mountain lion's on top of my child, I'm out the door. I'm going to do what I can to make sure that little drive-up window, that little customer service goes south on this big cat. But here's a woman that says, great, and I was in the situation, and I'm going to do it. And she went and took her own hands and pried the mountain lion's jaws off, right? Just opened them up. But prod, like they say sometimes, that if you're ever wrestling an alligator, right? Like you got nothing else to do on the weekend. If you're ever wrestling an alligator, their strength is clamping shut, but not necessarily keeping you from pulling their jaws right? Open. Their strength comes, you're coming down. And then you think, okay, how can I get in? Well, that must have been going through this lady's mind, right? How can I keep this mountain lion from killing my son? So as a part of her all-natural being, she rises to the cause, as we do the Calvary song or the Calvary thing every morning when we open up, right? She hears the call, and she's like, yeah, I'm just not going to let that happen. So she runs, foghorn, we'll just stop that right now. Maybe she heard a foghorn. I don't know. It's up in the Northwest. She could have heard a foghorn, but she heard the cavalry call, jumps in, saves her son's life, and goes from there. So now we could do a whole thing about, we are encroaching on the mountain lion's habitat, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But what we're really talking about in this particular story, in this particular situation is here's a chance for this lady to exercise her all-natural being, to jump in, to mix it up with a mountain lion. God love her. Chelsea Bromley. Chelsea Bromley, congrats. Just fantastic that you had the presence of mind to jump in and do what you needed to do. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit this morning. Just jumping in and doing what you need to do in order to put your heart's highest priority top of the list. All right, but let's do this because we got a lot to get to today. If you want to give us a call, as always, you're welcome. It's toll free, 833-MIND-UPS. I'll do the math. It's 833-646-3877. Also, don't forget, you're welcome to text us. Now, here's the thing with the text. They say, standard rates apply. If you get 3 to 4 or 5 cents, if you get a dime for that matter in your on your phone bill because you texted the show, let me know and I'll drop you a dime in the mail, right? Or something cool from our prize vault. We got, thanks to Lee Rowley, we have the Mortal Up bumper stickers. We could get you one of those, or we'll just I'll literally put a dime in an envelope and send it to you in the mail. So if you ever get a fee for texting us, so technically it is free, just let me know. You text us, I'll put a dime in the mail to you and make sure that you're covered, right? Make sure that you're sound on that for certain. All right, so let's look at this as well. I put the, what is it called? It's a QR code. The QR code is up. We know it works. We test it every day. So if you're getting ready to head out the door, slap on the QR code, and then we're right on your phone. So that's kind of cool. If you want to do that, we would love to be riding shotgun, right? We'd love to be going out with you, kicking indoors as you start whatever part of the day you're into. All right, let's jump to the thread. You know what? Let's do this. In store, queued in the cart. Let's make it on the docket. We'll be right back.
On the docket for this morning, life certainly is an uphill battle when you let your mind's eye become the ultimate enemy. So knock it off.
I like that. So there's some good advice. Let's just knock it off. Don't let our mind's eye be our worst enemy, and we'll be in a good way. We'll be in a good position to go ahead and bring the counterpunch today. All right, let's jump here into the thread. Good morning, Henry. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. Hope everything's going well. Hope, you had a big article last week. I hope everyone's enjoying that as I did. Good morning to Heather Smart. Heather, nice to see you. Kathy, nice to see you. Ian, nice to see you as well. Lee, thank you for joining us. Mr. Lee Rowley is here. And Ryan as well. Ryan Winterhawk, thank you so very much. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And a great morning, Heather, to you as well. Great morning. So here's what I thought we would do this morning. We have a little bit of time. So, we do these different hashtags. We do these different things. Oh, and I wanted to, before we get into that, let me mention, I'll pull this up very quickly. Our Up in 30 guarantee, again, thanks to Parker Brawdy for the artwork, but our Up in 30 guarantee, we had our first shot yesterday. So this morning's show, if you don't catch it live, this morning's show will be up by 8 a.m. Eastern. So that's Up in 30 guarantee. We get off at 7:30 in the morning, and our Up in 30 guarantee means that you'll be able to listen, right, on demand, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart. At the very least, you can head over to IPMNation.com, and then you click IPMNation.com/TheBry. It'll pull you right up to Counterpunch Media. Then you go ahead and you listen live, and it will be in the queue, as it were. It will be in the queue by 8 o'clock so that you're not a day behind in listening to the show. So we're very excited about that. Yesterday was our first day in the Up in 30 guarantee. And so we pulled it off. I don't know how. I had to text Matt, to be honest with you. I don't know how we did it. All right, so here's something else before we get into this morning. I wanted to make mention of the fact, don't forget, IPM Nation's International Block Party for the Brian Brain Trust. It's coming up live April 13th, 13 hours on the 13th. It'll kick off 11 a.m. Eastern and go till midnight, so right, 13 on the 13th, all as a part of backing Brian's brain. Boy, be that were it true, right? That's something you may not want to, who knows? Maybe we should have said this is the anti-Brian Brain Trust. Maybe that would have been a little better. We'll look to do that. And speaking of that, I could really use your opinion here in the thread this morning. So, I was talking to Lee about this not too long ago, and I've talked to Henry about it before, and there's just something that I dig about good old-fashioned street marketing, right? Like people say all the time, oh, what would you, if you had a job, what would you do? I'd love to be one of those guys that knows how to stand on a street corner and they're spinning their signs around. Maybe it's a sandwich shop or a tax thing or a this or that, and they're standing there dancing and they're moving their signs all over the place. So one of the things that I'm going to do, because we're like 22 days away before they knock me out again, but 22 days away from that. So what I wanted to do was say, okay, great. Well, I had some of these road signs. So I'm going to be the guy, right? This is like my bucket list, so to speak, before I go back under the Dremel, back under the bone saw, the skull crusher, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be standing out with these mortalup.com signs to draw people to the show. Let them know what we're going to be doing. Let them know what we're all about. So I'm very excited about that. And as I said, doing what we can to draw attention. And so I'll be out and about walking around, right? Like it's like I have a picket sign or something, but mortalup.com, and it'll just be good old-fashioned street marketing. Now, in fairness, I was talking to Lee Rowley about it. I'll probably take some video of me out on the street corner, people beeping, waving, cops stopping me, asking me if I have a permit, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But so we'll get some video of that, and we'll post the video up here as well to kind of spread the word in my closing 20-some-odd days, 21 days, my closing 21 days before I head into the Columbus Cranium Shack and Needle Emporium. So we're going to be doing that as well. But I'm just thrilled. And if you have any other ideas as to what we can do to add to that, I would love to hear it. But to be doing good old-fashioned street marketing, I had an idea one time of sending up with a sign that said, "We'll work for a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label." It makes me laugh every time I think of that. So I was thinking of that, but then I was like, nah, why don't we just do mortalup.com and we'll see if we can draw people that way. Let me say good morning to Jennifer. Jennifer, good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Now, this morning, here's what I wanted to do. Let's do a quick little, we'll do this, and then, let's do this one.
You're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. How much longer will you let them hijack your head and your heart?
How much longer are you going to let them hijack your head and your heart? I love that tagline. But here's something. We did this a while ago when we first moved to the morning show, and I know this is 444, so for the life of me, I don't know how many times we've been doing the morning show now, and I kind of dig it because, to be honest with you, the swelling, the headaches, the lack of any kind of peripheral vision, it's, you know what, you got to watch me throughout the day because now it's like I just walk into things. I trip over things, and people look at me and go, did you not see that parked car there? No. No, didn't do it. Peripheral vision, as the swelling kicks in later in the day, peripheral vision shrinks a little bit. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Mr. Stop Sign. I didn't see you right there at 8 feet tall and all red with flashing lights and everything else. So, I'm enjoying doing the mornings because what little sanity I have left, it's still with me, right? But at the end of the day, once the swelling kicks in, once the leaking like Niagara Falls begins, then all bets are off. But if you remember when we first started the morning show, I guess is what I wanted to say. When we first started the morning show, we had some taglines. So here's some other ones, some that people have suggested, some that I've just written down. This one I like. Radio, your robot is gonna hate. I like that, right? If you're thinking about all natural being, radio, your robot is going to hate. Let me put a little check next to that. And we're going to have a new file from the doing anything to be less like you file. Doing anything to be less like you. I like that one. We're going to keep that. Let me know here in the thread if there's something that you hear and you're like, oh, yeah, let's do that. Life is going to be the death of me. Well, let's hope not. But life is going to be the death of me. Thank you. Ooh, like the very best washing machines, his heavy-duty agitator is factory installed. Well, thank you very much for that. I have to tell you, I love being a heavy-duty agitator. Not just outwardly, everyone's doing that now, right? Heavy-duty agitator. But I like the idea of whatever I have to do to agitate you and me so that we put our heart's highest priority top of our list. We be a little selfish, be a little narcissistic moving around through the day, right? And all your critics, they're going to say, oh, well, you can't focus on what you want. You got to focus on everyone around you. Yeah, if your kid's getting eaten, right, as an hors d'oeuvre by a mountain lion in the front yard, that might be a time to focus on something else going on, but it won't kill us, right? Life is going to be the death of me. It won't kill us from time to time to focus and make sure we're putting our heart's highest priority top of the list. What's another one here? Oh, feeling like a boat trapped in a bottle? Time to smash the glass. I kind of like that one. You know what I'll do? Because I'll be learning all this here in the weeks and months ahead. Coming up, learning how to do some of these, right? Because I won't be able to do a lot of moving around post-surgery. So I'll be learning a lot of this audio stuff, but feeling like a boat trapped in a bottle, time to smash the glass. That would be a perfect place to add a sound effect of glass breaking. Okay? All right. Radio that restores your more, like that. Helping you keep the promise of your potential, POP. Promise of your potential. Boy, I like that one. I'm going to put 2 little check marks down next to that. Your reinforcements have arrived. Speaking of the cavalry again, your reinforcements have arrived. The smartest way to start your day. What do you all think of that one? The smartest way to start your day. Don't forget, you can still send me a text even after the show if you're listening, and thank you very much. If you're listening on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on iTunes, anywhere on Spreaker, you can go ahead and give me an idea if you like some of these. The smartest way to start your day, I dig that. Oh, it's like an oil change for your Outlook. I think we might add that to the list. I'm a little sensitive, as you can imagine, about oil changes, but, oil, because I run a couple quarts low, as we now know. Why let your heart's highest priority be the one that got away? I think I wrote that, which would probably be a great segue to talk about the amnesia, but we'll leave that go for now. Why let your heart's highest priority be the one that got away? Hey, your true self called. It's tired of being ignored. I like that one. And Dan DeAngelis from Entreport, a good friend, dear friend of mine. I think he'd probably dig that one as well. Good to go. Setting you up for success right from the get-go. All right, that's not too bad. Setting your Outlook on overdrive. Okay, we could use that one. Setting your Outlook on overdrive. What do you all think about that? Don't forget, give me a holler. If you're thinking you know that one that will work, give us a call, 833-646-3877. It's toll free. Give us a holler. You can also text us if you have one at that same number, 833-646-3877. Missed us live? Our on-demand rebroadcast will be up within 30. So we've kind of addressed that with our 30-minute guarantee, I think. Here's one I got texted a little later yesterday afternoon, where happiness gets done. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Where happiness gets done. I like that. And then I have in some notes here, I have Headstrong and Heart Song. So maybe we'll work on something where you can blend together Headstrong and Heart Song. Let me say good morning and welcome to Alice. Alice, thank you so very much for joining us. Hope everything is well in your neck of the woods. And the final one for this morning we'll talk about that was emailed to me. Get up, get out, go for the win. So as we start talking about this a little bit this morning, what are you doing today to go for the win? What have you done to set yourself up to be successful? If we talk about what it takes to put your heart's highest priority, top of the list. Let me also welcome Doug Harmon. Doug, thank you so very much. Nice to have you back from the motorcycle road trip, knowing that you're back safe and sound. No doubt had the time of your life. And I'm hoping to be able to talk Doug to calling in during our block party, our international block party for IPM Nation, live on April 13th, 11 a.m. Eastern till midnight. And maybe he could call in and let us know all about his motorcycle adventure. There was tattoos involved and barbecues and roadside maintenance and everything else. But if anyone can handle all those things, it's Doug. Hey, buddy, to you as well. So there you are. I'm inviting you in front of everyone else to see if you want to stop by for the International Block Party in support of the Brian Brain Trust. And of course, that's coming up on April 13th, 13 on 13. See if I can make it 13 hours without pancaking. All right. So this morning we're talking about what is it going to take for you to put what, right? Like Doug might say, hey, he says, thank you. I can do that. Well, thank you, brother, very much. I appreciate it. And I should also say Lee is going to be joining us. I'm taking Lee to, we're going to head out this morning and hang out for a little bit. So I'm hoping I can talk Lee into joining. Anyone here is also welcome to call in. I would love it. Maybe Ian, if you want to call in. Henry, I would love for Henry to call in. He was so great during the 24-hour marathon. He kind of bookended for me to make sure that I wasn't falling asleep, drool hardened on my chin, so to speak. But we would love everyone here. Heather, Kathy, please, by all means. Alice, if you want to call in and join us. Jennifer, we'd like to hear about your photography and what's going on. But it's going to be on the 13th coming up. It's a Saturday, a week from this coming Saturday. So if you're around and you can call in, as Doug says, I can do that. So I'll be thrilled to have him. All right. So this morning, what are you doing to set yourself up? What do we say? Oh, get up, get out, and go for the win. So what are you doing today to set yourself up for the win? Right? Are you going to try a 20-minute victory? Are you going to go, look, I'm done with the Meshuggah? Lee Rowley says, hell yeah, bongos. Oh, we have bongos. Oh, you know what? I could do this. See if that microphone picks it up. Never. Maybe I should have Lee here in the studio since he's volunteering to play bongos. We could have him in the studio playing bongos, and I'll bring the bongos. So that's... Well, you'd think I'd learn how to do it. I got a didgeridoo. I can barely do that. Oh, you know what? I should also mention we have this. So when we've talked in the past about the drum roll. We now have the sound effect, and this is an actual live cymbal. Right? So after the drum roll, because I want to play the drum roll, but then I always go, hey, there's no cymbal at the end, but now we have a real cymbal. And one drumstick. They wouldn't give me two. I can't figure it out. I said, look, I don't need two drumsticks. This is about all I know how to do when it comes to drumming. So that's our sound effects section. The bongos. Oh, yeah, of course, the share bowl. There you go. There's a share bowl and the cymbal and all the rest of that. So you get where I'm going with that. Jen Coffee, good morning. Nice to see you. Thank you so very much for reaching out to Parker. IPM Nation's got this new thing going on now. Where you go, you can do writings, you can do drawings, you can do audio, you can do video. So, Jen, thank you so very much for reaching out and seeing if there's a way of including Parker. And he did our artwork for our 30-minute guarantee. As you know, up in 30, you'll be able to get this show, episode 444. It will be live on IPMNation.com, The Bry. It will be live by the top of the hour. That's my guarantee. That's my promise. And if it doesn't happen, then I'll send you a bumper sticker. right? Well, I'll do something, right? Because it's a guarantee. And you go, well, what if you don't make the guarantee? And I go, I'll think of something. And then also, don't forget, you might see me if you live here in the Columbus area. If you don't, you're going to see me, because one of the things I plan on hitting Lee up for this morning, he doesn't know this yet. One of the things, in addition to playing bongos live in the studio, I'm going to have him actually videotape me with these picket signs, right, that say Mortal Up. I'm going to ask him to videotape me. So if you live in the Columbus area, you might see me on a street near you, right? If you don't, you're going to see me here on the internet. Who are we kidding? So I'm going to hit Lee up to see if he'll photograph me while we're doing it. Maybe I can send a sign to Henry, and it'll be an international. Well, it is an international block party, right? Maybe I'll send Henry a sign and see if he could run around. That's not a bad idea, really. Well, I should send some of these signs and then get people taking their pictures. Hashtag that from Ecuador. Maybe I'll send one to Ian. We'll get one from England. That's not a bad idea. It could happen. Maybe so. All right. So, I know what I want to do here quickly. We're still talking about what's it going to take. We got another text coming in. Setting your Outlook on overdrive. You like that one? Okay. Well, I did put a check mark next to it, setting your Outlook on overdrive. So getting back to it this morning, what are you going to do to set your Outlook on overdrive? Whether you're listening live in the morning, you're catching this as a taped, any time of day, what are you going to do for the next 20 minutes to set your Outlook on overdrive, right? To where you go, all right, what is it about my visual acuity in this particular moment of all of time? What are the fingerprints of providence, right? How can I bring, I commented in somebody's feed, Jeff, and I'm sorry that I don't remember the last name, but that's a part of being low already. I commented yesterday, he goes, well, what's the difference between fear and this and that? And I thought, as I was looking at it, let me say a quick hello to Sarah. Sarah, thank you so very much for joining us. Please tell everyone we said howdy. Well, I was thinking about it. Fear only works if you don't look, right? If you've forgotten, if you don't view everything, if you don't have a sense of your Outlook on overdrive, if you don't have this visual acuity that we're talking about, if fear only exists because we don't look at absolutely everything, and I mean everything, bold, underscore, absolutely everything as fortuitous. Because if you go, no matter what happens, I get hit by a golf ball out running. Fortuitous, right? Right? Maybe I should be running with a bicycle helmet. Whatever it is, if we look at everything that befalls us in life, every obstacle, right, is a chance, is an opportunity. If we look at everything that fate does to try to derail us, if we look at it as ultimately fortuitous, where's the room for fear? The fear of failure. There's no failure if everything that we look at, we say, no, it was fortuitous. Now, may not be right away. We may have to look at it and go, well, I'm really going to have to investigate this to see if Brian's right. But yeah, this is pretty painful. But how is this fortuitous? I have come to believe everything, including preparing for my 5th brain surgery, the tumor, all of it, absolutely everything in life is fortuitous. If you're still vertical and you have not taken the ultimate dirt nap, if you're still vertical, everything that happens to us is fortuitous. So when that happens, what are you going to go? Oh, I'm afraid I'll slip and fall. Well, what if the slip and the fall is fortuitous? Oh, I'm afraid that whatever, fill in the blank. But if you and I decide, maybe that's one way of putting our Outlook on overdrive for today. Say that everything that happens to us is fortuitous. The hell with fear. No, fear can't get it. Fear can't be like that mom that pried open the mountain lion's jaws we were talking about in our Heroes Making Headlines segment. Fear can't get in there and pry open. If you look at everything in life, let me say good morning to Amy. Amy, thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. We're talking about one simple train of thought, one simple mindset fix. If you look at everything that befalls you today as fortuitous, ultimately it befalls you to support you. May take a little while to see where it is, may take a little while to play itself out, right? But if we look at everything that befalls us as fortuitous, fear can't pry that. Fear, there's no way for fear to get in there. So that's something we may be able to look at. All right, we're going to have to go ahead and get out of here. I'm running because I said I'm trying to make it right off at 30 at the bottom of the hour. But thank you so very much. Thank you for everybody. I've got some news about the GoFundMe thing. Tomorrow morning we'll do that. Oh, also I want to get in the way that I now am jumpstarting to make sure that I can balance out my immune system. We'll be talking about that tomorrow and with visual aids and everything else. We've got a lot of cool things coming tomorrow as well. But thank you so very much. Don't forget our Up in 30 guarantee guarantee this will be the second day in a row that you can test it out, see if I'm able to make it work, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so very much. We'll look forward to seeing you back live tomorrow. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Don't forget, put your Outlook on overdrive. The hell with fear. Everything that befalls us in life, in one way or another, is fortuitous. Have a fantastic day.
You've been listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy.
Join us live every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern.
Also, check us out around the clock at allnaturalbeing.com.
Until then, always remember to bring your own bold.
Well, I like that. Bring your own bold, and while you're there, put your Outlook on overdrive. We'll see you tomorrow.
IPMNation.com.